Bit of a sounds of Limoblaze right there. Name of the song is Mind. It's playing right here on your station that plays you music for life. This is the Rhythm Driven Drive, and of course, in studio with me is Man's like Limo.
Yes, sir. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Uganda, life in the building with my man Hour. We here.
We're here. He's rocking his 116 sweatshirt, and it's looking real good on him, man.
For life, unashamed for life. 116 for life.
I'm sure. How are you? Welcome back home.
Yes.
Everyone has been saying to tell you welcome back home. It's not welcome back to Uganda, but welcome back home.
Definitely, man. I definitely feel at home.
Awesome.
I'm excited to be here. I feel so much at peace.
Okay.
I'm loving it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
How have you found your first day already?
I mean, it's been great. We've been moving about, going to different places, and it's been a lot of welcoming faces and conversations. So I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, awesome. Of course, you haven't had Matoke. We're going to make that happen.
Yeah.
Well, so you're back. And the final words are happening. But before we get into all that, new music has been coming your way. You have been hitting major milestones. A lot of things have been happening for you. So the question I'd ask is, how have you been?
Man, I've been blessed. Honestly, that's the best word for me to describe how I've been. I've been blessed. God has been so faithful. I've been highly favored. Let me put it that way. There comes the part of being stressed also, with a lot of things I have to do. But just generally, I'm blessed and highly favored.
I've seen a couple of tweets from you. Some of them have been really interesting. Okay, first of all, you're a football fanatic. Football fanatic. As in, you landed touchdown in Uganda, and all you're thinking about is Lampard should be arrested.
He should be arrested, honestly. Honestly, that's easily the worst coach I've ever seen. Honestly.
So it's not a guarantee that because you've been a good player before you can be a good coach, is it?
At all.
Yeah.
At all. He's a prime example of that. He's been horrible at he's not won any game in his last 20 something matches.
So you should have stayed with Potter.
We were Potter was terrible, but this is worse than terrible.
Oh God. Anyway, so Limo, you're a football person, and then the one thing that I landed in one of your tweets was that post when you put and said music is expensive.
Oh yeah, music is.
Tell us a bit about that. What got you to that point of saying, okay guys, when you were just in Nigeria doing your music, trying to chase the dream, then God opened the doors. Now you relocated to the UK with your lovely wife, and then that post, and I was thinking, okay, what's happening with Limo? What's going on?
I think it's just like music is expensive, relatively expensive. Let me put it that way, because the higher you get, to whom much is given, much is expected. It's like the level at which I'm playing at the moment requires a lot more. The engineers that I'm using. The producers I'm using. When I started making music, I used to make music for free, like it was free, because I used to produce myself. I would mix myself on my laptop, on my.
It was alright.
Yeah, my HP Mini. It was okay for them.
Yeah.
And do all of that, but now I'm working with world-class Grammy engineers, working with top producers. By the end of you making just one song, you've spent nothing less than $2,000 to make one song.
One single, 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You spent, for you to just mix, engineer, and release a song. You spent at least if it's cheap, if it's on the cheap side, it's like not less than $1,000.
So let's just stick to the 2K. So you're saying that about 7 million Uganda shillings is what you'd spend.
When you say it like that, it sounds a lot. But if you live in Europe and you spend it's like, if I'm living in Uganda, I probably will not spend that much.
Yeah.
But when you live in a country, you spend the currency of the country.
Yeah.
So if you start doing the conversion, you will not do anything.
You run mad.
Well, so better not to do the conversion. Just leave it at $2,000.
Yeah, just $2,000. Well, how has recently you celebrated your anniversary?
Oh yeah,
with your lovely wife.
Yes.
I'd never thought that she was as lively and crazy like that. And then as I began to see that side of her, I'm like, wow, so you really nailed it on that one. You got someone who is not just your partner, but also your playmate, someone you can do life with. How is marriage? Like how you finding it? You doing music, a lot of things are happening for you. You seem to be on the fast lane right now.
Oh yeah.
And then you have this amazing woman in your life.
Yes.
And you're happy because I mean,
oh, definitely.
1, 2, 3, 4 days. I miss my wife. I married the best wife. You people don't know how God blessed me with my wife.
It's difficult for me to be away from my wife for like 2 days. Like 2 days, my body starts itching me.
All right. So this is day 2. Are we doing all right?
Oh my God.
We're not doing all right.
I have no idea how much I want to be home. But my wife, she's amazing. And God bless her for me. The past 1 year of being married has been the best year of my life.
Wow.
I'm not even just going to talk about all the blessings that she came with. Some people don't believe in these things, but I'll tell you, if you choose to not believe it, it's fine. But when you marry the right person, the person that God ordained for you, it comes with a lot of blessings. I've seen doors open so fast for me, like literally favor on every side. But it's just also like just having that companionship. She's my best friend.
She clearly is. You could. Yeah. It's not that.
And a lot of people don't know this. My wife is actually a singer. She can.
I saw her back you up. Was it? There's a concert she was backing you up.
I don't think she's ever backed me up.
Was she backing you up or she was just singing?
No, last week she performed somewhere, so I went to go and.
Oh, you just recorded her.
Yeah, I went to go and
interesting.
Record. She does more poetry, but she sings in church actually.
Yeah,
she's in the choir in church, but she doesn't want to do like music and all that. But she's amazing.
One thing I've learned and I've loved about you is you are very big on being planted in church, being active in church. I think for an artist at your level, for a gospel artist at your level, that's not something we see every day, because one of these days when you become successful, God gives you that success, people really pull away from the church, and we're not about that life. Tell us a bit about what your take is on being planted in the church. How important is it for a minister, and also what has it helped you achieve as a person, especially when it comes to you sticking to your principles? Because you're in the UK right now, but you're still the same principled person.
Oh yeah.
You're still the same vocal person about the things that are right. You're still the one person who advocates for purity. You've not changed your stand on anything. And you're still one person who still, say, hey, wait, okay, you like to say, hey, kids, let's go to church. So,
I mean, it's very important to stay planted in the sense that in what we do in music, there's this saying I always say: man was not made to be worshipped. Whenever man starts getting worshipped, you're setting yourself up for destruction. And when you are not planted, and one of the key places for you to be planted is church, because one, you get planted and rooted in constant association with the word, like you're hearing the word. Also, it's important, no matter how big you are, to have somebody who can always call you to order. Somebody who is a spiritual overhead over you. Somebody who, like I always say this, wherever I am in the world, if my pastor calls me and says, start coming, I'm off, I'm going. I've been traveling a lot to all of our churches globally, and anytime any of our churches call me and they're like, oh, what can we do? I'm like, just give me the date and book my flight and I'm coming wherever. So it's very important. It keeps you grounded. And also there's important aspect of community. Community is very important. If you don't, it's like, I was having this conversation with my barber 2 weeks ago, and I was telling him, he's a very crazy person. I was telling him, if I stay close to you for 6 months, I will start doing things I never believed I would do. Like, I openly told him that the community that you keep is very important. The Bible says it that unhealthy communication, what's the word? Bad communication corrupts good manners.
Bad company
corrupts good manners. Thank you.
Good morals.
So it's like, if you don't stay around the right people, it begins to corrupt you. So also, church is one place I can go and feel ordinary and feel like a baby and feel like a child. I want to have that regularly. I want to go, because if you see me in church, I'm dancing my head off. I'm praising, I'm worshiping.
I've seen a couple of those videos where the praise is crazy and you're like, oh, and I'm like, okay.
And so in church, I can be a baby.
All right.
Like
God's favorite baby.
Yes, I can just be a baby, and because it's my church, my local church, everybody knows me, and nobody is concerned about, oh, he's an artist. No, they just see me as a brother. And
so you don't walk up to the church and say, I need to sit at the front, yo. If anyone.
Oh
move.
no. Even when I go for church programs and they want to put me in front, I say no, I'm sitting at the back.
Oh really?
No, I don't.
I've noticed that you're one person who is very big on being submissive to authority.
Yeah.
And I think you will agree, you in the industry, you will agree that authority is one thing that people who are in the creative space struggle with.
Yeah.
It's very hard for someone to submit to authority. They feel like, I have a couple of hits, I've won a few awards, I've traveled the world. You can't tell me nothing. And most times that's even where the downfall starts. So how have you managed to keep yourself in that place where you are flexible and open enough to be rebuked by authority, to be cancelled by authority, to be led and instructed by authority? How have you been able to continue thriving while still under authority?
For me, it's a number of things. First things, I'll say shout out to my parents. My parents raised me right.
Yeah, you mean they raised you right? Like spare the rod, spare the child.
My family was a disciplinary family.
Yeah.
My parents raised me right, that's for sure. Two, I think it just comes from an understanding of you're great, but you're not that great. I always tell people this: you are great, but you are not that great. The reason why you're here today is because God is shining the light on you.
Whoa. And
I always remind people to find your identity not in what you do. Your identity, my identity is not me being an artist. My identity is me being a child of God. And it's like whatever amazing thing is happening today in my music, there is a possibility. When I say this, people are like, oh, why are you saying that? No, it's not like I'm speaking anything negative. Nobody is going to be the light forever. Nobody is going to be in the light forever. So if they take away all the lights and all of these platforms, who are you? If you put all of your identity in this light, that means when the lights go away, you are a nobody. You are a non-entity. You have no use.
Wow.
So I remind myself my identity is not in the light. My identity is not in the platform. I'm grateful for the light, and I know this light is here because of the grace of God. It's not because I'm too amazing. If no matter what you do and you're growing in it, if you look around, I'm sure you can see some people who probably are doing it better than you, but not where you are.
Yeah.
You have to pause and ask yourself why. This is grace. This is favor. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm just that awesome. That's why this is happening.
Whoa.
No, it's favor. It's grace. And I'm grateful for that. And I find my identity in me just being a child of God. And if you find your identity in you being a child of God, then you are going to stay humble and planted.
Whoa.
Because when all of this goes away, at least I can always... I tell my artist friends, I'm like, look, I'm growing so fast in my music. I mentally, especially in the West, my music is big in Europe and in America and all of that. I know a day will come that they will tell me to do something that is anti my faith, and I will say no, and they will take away their platforms, and I will be fine when they take away their platform.
Wow.
So it's just mentally. I'm here for the long run.
I've never heard an artist say what you just said. I'm having this moment of okay.
I mean, you just have to know. I think I've also been around good people a lot. People like Lecrae, who is a big brother and mentor, and he would tell me these things often. Like he has seen a lot. He's
been there. He's done that.
Yeah, he's been there.
We're looking forward to having him someday here. So he's seen it. He's done that. My question is now that you mentioned Lecrae, that's where I was headed. That's like now that you are under Reach. Yeah. Actually, the unveil for Reach had all of us screaming here. Okay, I already knew we'd been talking, and you'd already mentioned it, and of course I knew. But of course, everyone here, it caught them. They kind of just thought it was Lecrae just likes limo, and in my mind I'm like, you're about to be shocked. There's something coming. So they did the whole unveil and it was a whole thing. And my question to you is, how is it being under Rich?
it's really been amazing. So what most people don't know, I've been signed to Reach for over 1 year before the unveiling.
I know that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm one of the few people it didn't catch by surprise, but everyone here it was news. It was, you guys, Limoblaze just got signed to, and man, like, okay, no, that didn't happen just now, but
for over a year, I've been signed to Reach.
And you were still humble.
Oh yeah, we've been family. We've been family for a long time.
Yeah.
And being with Reach has been amazing. It's like I get to get a lot more resource. Like whatever I need to make my music happen and put it out, they provide everything. Besides, it's not just a music label; it's a family.
I noticed that.
Yeah, it's very much.
It's a real neat family. Like everyone is in everyone's business. Yeah. Like, how you doing?
Exactly. Besides music, Lecrae calls me from time to time. Yo, how you doing? Like, how's life? How's your wife? Hope everything. Like, he checks on me. Like, he's making sure that I am being okay as a person. And it's like whatever I say. If I tell Reach today that look, I don't want to do music for the next 1 year, they will say, okay, take all the time you need. If I tell them, oh, I need to focus on my mental health, they'll be like, your mental health is our priority. It's the most important thing. It's like nobody's asking me to do anything.
Yeah.
It's like, people usually think, oh, once you're a label, the label will tell you have to do this. Nah, I still have, I wouldn't say 100% freedom. I would say 99% freedom.
There's a 1% where like, all right, no, you can't do that.
There's a 1%.
All right. So will you say that with your experience with working with Reach versus how you know our African music scene, will you say it has helped you see things differently? Because right now, as we speak, I was having a chat with one of the biggest secular DJs here, and he was saying there's something about Limo. He's gospel, but he's very easy to receive. Even when he's singing the right music that is really Christian, you can hear it's Christian all the way. But he kept saying there's something about, he's not thinking like a typical African artist. And I have noticed that about you.
Yeah.
One, when you got signed to Reach, you moved to the UK, I kind of thought, all of us block. And that didn't happen. So I was very confused. I was like, okay, Limo still from time to time will call and say, are you all right? Limo is one of those people who say, are you fine? Is everything okay? I just thought about you and I said, let me just check on you. And then the question I wanted to ask is, I always thought when you go to those labels, they like tell you, cut people off, be by yourself, you are an island, you are
secular
so
labels
great.
do that.
Oh, they do?
Secular labels do that. Yeah. I have many secular artists. Like some of the biggest secular artists from Nigeria right now were once my friends. They were some of them were gospel artists. I could give you a few names. Omale was my friend.
Oh, really? I also got to learn Rema as well.
Rema was a gospel artist.
Yeah, I just got to learn that recently. I was like, what?
CK was my friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but what they do is once they go secular and then they sign to these labels, they tell them to cut, especially their friends with those who are still church boys, because they don't want you talking them back to a place where they don't want them to be.
Yeah.
So they do that. But with me, it's like, I mean, it's funny because it's the opposite. Because Lecrae will always tell me, make sure you keep your all your friends, your close friends that you've known for a long time, keep them close. Maintain the same circle as much as possible. So it's actually different because here, at least with my label, they like for everybody to remain grounded. It's important that you remain grounded, not just in your friendship, in your church. Lecrae likes to ensure that everybody is having a healthy spiritual walk.
Yeah.
He's checking up with all the artists. How is your Bible study life? How are you? And he does Bible study with some of the artists. Like he does Bible study with 1K Few, with RG. Me, I'm very much a church boy, so I've been in church my whole life. So, but he does that. Like he's always tapping in.
All right. Now, just a little bit, let's talk a little bit of doctrine. One of these days, gospel artists are a bit, off with their doctrine, and most times they just sing things out of the blue. Who checks your music? When, let's say, before you say, hey, Awo, I want you to distribute this one for me. Who checks and says, okay, I think you're spot on this, because I feel Does your pastor listen to your music? Does he?
No, my pastor listens after it's released, not before.
All right.
But I have a Bible study group. I have a close circle Bible study group of my very close friends that are spiritually sound, and some of them are like Bible scholars. I have this Bible study group where every Saturday morning we do like we answer the hard questions about Bible, the things that people don't have answers to that had made them leave the faith and stuff. So I have a good community of that, and most times when I'm writing, I write with some of my friends. Like I bring them into my space and hear what I'm making, tell me not just even for the doctrinal side of it, just even for the artistry, because I make a lot of music, and when you make a lot of music, you stand the chance to start sounding the same
over and over again.
So that's why I have some of those my friends can tell me when I make something, say, yeah, this is nice, but it sounds like you've done this before, let's change this. So I have a community. Awesome.
And what happens, have you had a scenario where you've done a song and you felt this song was fire and you were so excited to share it with this very same community, and you have all this excitement, and then they are looking at you like, nah bro, nah.
Oh yeah, that happens.
And how do you handle that?
I delete it. Like, it's that simple. Like, it's because I trust. Now these are people who have known me for a long time.
Yeah,
they will be utterly 100% honest with me. So if they tell me not working, at least no matter how much I like it, I just delete it. It's only 1% of the time that my spirit would tell me stick with it. Then I'll go with it. Even with just music releases, it happens. A good example is Desire. When I wanted to put out Desire, the label was like, don't put out Desire, hold off, because it was around the time Jara was blowing up, and it didn't make sense to them. They're like, you have a song that is blowing up, why do you want to release another song? And I'm like, yeah, I want to release this song, just trust me. It's funny because today, every time we talk, the guys at my label will always come back and say, thank you for insisting on releasing that song, because like, we didn't want you to release it, but you insisted, because they're not going to stop me. That's the beautiful thing, they won't stop me. So if I say I will do it, I will do it, but they keep coming back to tell me thank you for insisting, because there's so many times they tell me, oh, don't do this, and I'm like, I chill, I like listen to them. But that one time I was like, no, I am releasing this song, and they didn't understand, because how do you have
blew
and it
so
blew
quickly,
because they're like, how do you have a song that is, because normally with music, if you have a song that's doing so well, you hold and let it keep doing well. But I was like, no, I'm going to release this and release it.
I'm going to be unconventional. So
and it worked.
It did. And actually, see, we were just talking off air, and Desire is back to blowing up again. And let's talk a bit about Put It On God. You released this song. First of all, you have mastered the art of teasing us. You have mastered that art. You know how to get our attention, and we are thinking, okay, what is coming? So you get into studio with Anatolia, and you record this song. What inspired this song? Because I'll tell you, it's very many people's song right now, especially when you've gone through life and you're at that point of, okay, cast your burdens unto God. So just put it on God. So what inspired you? Because when you listen to this song, you can tell that you were not just penning down some nice lyrics. It felt like it was coming from somewhere. You know, I was telling one of our music director here, is like when you hear Limo's part, when you hear Anatoria's part, you can feel heart. Like they're not just being great artists, but they have shared something, a part of them with us, but through the music. And of course, it's a good beat, so it's easy for us to miss it. But if you are the kind like me who pays attention to the lyrics, you can tell that no, Limo has written something really personal to him on this one, and Anna has also just added something for herself, and you guys came up with this amazing thing. I listened to that song for like one whole week before it could come out, and I was listening to it back to back, and I'm like, these guys wrote something, and it's not just them being great artists. There was something. So what inspired this song?
So the way that song started, right? Initially, Anatolia was not on the song. That song was meant to be just me. Before that song happened, so my producer T Babs,
I know T Babs.
He recently moved to the UK.
that, because I was wondering, I saw that video you posted, and I'm like, that's T-Bubs, but I mean, how is T-Bubs in the UK?
So he recently moved to the UK, and then we've been working back almost every day together. We work online. We're just making songs, and so there was this day I called him. He called me, and we're about to walk, and I noticed something off. So I was like, forget this music. Let's leave music first. What is wrong with you? Let's talk about it. What is wrong with you? And then, so he was just sharing. He was like, he doesn't understand, but there's just this feeling of sadness and stuff that he doesn't understand. So I'm like, is it a money problem? It's like, it's not really a money problem that he just can't explain. That's, if you hear in the song, one line I said, my last line of my verse, I said, whether na money or na wahala, me I no need to, but, so it's like, he didn't know, he couldn't tell if it was a money problem or if
he just felt a sadness.
He was just feeling this, this heavy sadness, and
most of us get to that point, don't we?
Most people
do. There are times when you don't even know what's happening, but you're just not 100.
So we just got talking, and we were like, okay, just because we are not sure, in case it's money, let's figure out what we can do to sort out the money problem. And then we just talked about that, and then we started making music. So he made the beat and he played it for me, and that's actually the first thing that just came, and it was out of that experience, and I'm just like, put it on God. And then we just start put it on God. And so some of my friends accuse me of being too optimistic in life.
But you're a very positive human being.
I'm just too positive. Some of my friends
from the very, very first time we interacted, you're just a very positive human being.
And I'm like, it's because no matter what is happening in front of me right now, I just have this basic conviction that it's going to be fine at the end of the day. Like, no matter what is happening, even if it's not looking like this, I just know that God is not going to leave me stranded. That it might not look like, it might not happen according to the time, my human timing, but I know for sure that God is always involved in anything that concerns me.
Whoa.
And he is never going to leave me stranded. So I'm always generally optimistic in life. Some of my friends would say I'm too optimistic, it's annoying.
You are one very positive human being. I've noticed that about you. Like, even when you're talking about different things, and you don't dwell on the negative for long.
No, I don't.
It's just, you're off.
I don't.
So, what's Anna's story on this one?
So, I and Anna made a song over a year ago, but we didn't finish it.
Is that the song you teased us about again?
No, that was a different song.
No, there's another. Oh, really?
I and Anna have like 4 songs. We've done 4 songs.
Oh, goodness.
Anna is my little sister. I love her so much. She's so talented.
Yeah.
We did a song last year, early last year. We didn't finish it on time because she got busy. I got busy. We were all traveling. It took almost 8 months for her to finish the recording. So I was like, you know what, Anna, if you and I are going to release a song, I need it to feel fresh to me. Because the song is an amazing song, but I've heard it so much, it no longer feels fresh to me. And I usually like to be excited when I'm releasing a song. So I'm like, you know what, let's do a new song. So we got into the studio and I got her a beat. We were recording to a different beat and it wasn't going so well.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what, let me play something else for you that might inspire you. It started off, let me play this for you, it might inspire you. Not play this for you to be on it.
No.
Because the plan was was going to be only me on that song. So immediately I played it, she just started singing and screaming. What you hear as her verse, those were the first melodies she sang out.
Whoa.
That was the first melody she sang out. Immediately she did, I was like, nah, it's your song. I can't keep this away from you. She just started, she's like, Limo, this is the song. This is the one. This is speaking to me right now. This is what I want to say. I was like, let's do it. And she just poured her heart on it, and it was amazing.
Awesome.
We redefine what Christian radio should sound like. The Rhythm Driven Drive. 96.6 Spirit FM. Music for life.